Another issue is the credibility of the state's crime scene analyst, Charles Lynch, who told the court that fibers from the cut window screen were found on a kitchen knife.
We've since learned that this state's witness, expert, has been wholly incorrect in one or more other cases in his evaluation of evidence. He was suffering from severe depression, alcoholism apparently, that was so bad that his own employers showed up and forcibly put him in a detox ward because they felt he was a danger to himself or others.
But perhaps the most extraordinary turn in this case involves the court transcripts, and they're the reason why the appeal has been delayed so long.
The original transcript had over 33,000 mistakes in it by a court reporter who took the Fifth Amendment when we tried to question her about her preparation of this record.
In court reporter Sandra Halsey's transcript, 53 pages were missing. Wrong words were used and non-verbal responses omitted, and some of the errors changed the essential facts of the case. This was only discovered when a new court reporter began reconstructing the transcripts from audio tapes that were recorded in court as backup.
Diametrically different words, like the difference between yes and no, and the difference between can and cannot, and the difference between would and wouldn't.
And to make matters worse, some of those audio tapes were missing. Court TV requested an interview with Halsey, but she declined. However, in an interview with Dallas reporter Jeff Crilly, Halsey had this to say.
They're just typos. I looked at some of those things. They're like a missing period or a space between the end of a letter and a space and then a period. I mean, there's so many just things like that.
Halsey has since lost her license. The case marks the first time a capital murder trial transcript has been so riddled with errors that it is deemed inadequate to use for appeal.
It's hard to believe, but this court reporter acted with a degree of arrogance and callousness and total disrespect for the law as well as Darlie's rights.
The errors in the transcript could be Darlie's entree back into the courtroom. But according to Columbia University professor James Liebman, it is very difficult to get a new trial in Texas.
What we have determined is that the Texas court system, both in the state courts and the federal courts, is known nationally as one of the least likely court systems to find and correct error in capital cases.
Perhaps the Routiers got a preview of just how hard it will be. On September 8, 2000, just 18 hours before a scheduled hearing over the transcript fiasco, the judge abruptly canceled it.
Everything was on the docket. It was ready to go. We were supposed to be in court this morning at 9 o'clock, and obviously the heat's too hot.
Next, will Darlie ever get a new day in court?
Judge Francis caved into the pressure of the DA's office and at the very last moment canceled the whole hearing.
We're angry. We're upset. We don't understand.
For 2 years, Judge Robert Francis had presided over a series of hearings on the transcript issue. September 8th was an important day for the Routiers. Darlie had been brought from prison to the Dallas jail to attend this one, at which attorney Stephen Cooper was to present new information. Sandra Halsey had told Crilly off camera that she believed Darlie did it. If Cooper had presented this evidence at the hearing, it would have shown Halsey to be biased. But he never got the chance.
He canceled it at the last hour of yesterday. I had to hear about it through the news media.
Just why that happened, no one really knows. But what it means is that the decision is now in the hands of the Criminal Court of Appeals, and no further testimony will be heard. The judge's ruling states that the transcripts now reflect what occurred at trial.
Let me say that I've known Judge Francis for many years, and this is so out of character for who I knew, or at least who I thought I knew.
Thank you for coming and speaking out for Darlie.
God bless y'all, and I pray for her all the time.
While the fight goes on for Darlie, this is her reality, and this could be her future. death by lethal injection. But many troubling questions remain.
The woman who sat across from me in that jail cell a year ago, either she's an Academy Award-winning actress or she didn't murder those boys.
I'm very confident that upon a new trial, with some of the information we now have, and a little bit different approach to the trial, that she'd be found not guilty, and found not guilty in a very short period of time.
Nothing whatsoever has changed. I mean, any person capable of killing a helpless 5-year-old child and a 6-year-old child in the manner that Darlie Routier killed these two children deserves the death penalty. And those two children deserve a measure of justice too.
I have to keep fighting because I have to fight for the truth. I have to fight for Devon and Damon. I have to fight for me.